Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 6, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 3, otherwise entitled Next of Kin. I almost forgot the episode title, that would have been embarrassing. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
You can be a better hero than I ever was.
I'm the Green Arrow. Let's move out.
Did he forget to say suit up? Or was like move out his version of suit up?
He's in over his head.
Should I call you the Green Arrow? It feels kind of weird.
Get used to it.
Arrow, all new this Thursday at 9, 8 central on the CW.
So before we jump into anything else, I want to thank Film Learning for my new intro. I did mention it in my review yesterday, but I did want to mention it again in this trailer breakdown. I really like the intro, and hopefully you guys do as well. I will leave all of his links in the description below if you do want to go check him out. So wow, Arrow ended its last episode, obviously that being episode 2, on quite the what the hell is going on here moment, with Oliver handing the mantle of Green Arrow over to John Diggle due to Oliver wanting to be there for William and not leave him possibly as an orphan. As every single time Oliver suits up as Green Arrow and hits the streets, he is putting his life on the line, and as a father, that is quite irresponsible. I did see quite a few people pointing out how Oliver was concerned about risking his life, so he handed the Green Arrow mantle to Diggle as if he was saying, "Hey Diggle, I don't want to die, so could you do it instead?" Which I guess you could see it like that if you want to. Now, as per usual, we will be quickly going over the synopsis or description for this episode before we break down the actual trailer, as it actually does give us some information on the episode that isn't even hinted at in the trailer. But of course, before that, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this trailer, what you're looking forward to the most, as well as any questions you have about this episode. And of course, if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. A rogue Black Ops team led by Onyx breaks into Cord Industries and steals something lethal. Oliver struggles to connect with William, so he reaches out to a surprising source for help. As that synopsis does say, Onyx will be in this episode. No, not the goddamn rock Pokemon, that's actually next episode. The Onyx in question for this episode is a character from the comics. Onyx in the comics was a member of the League of Assassins, and due to that was very highly skilled in many areas. On the show, as the synopsis does say, she will be a leader of a rogue Black Ops team, which would mean she is also a Black Ops member, which obviously you would have to be highly skilled in a few areas to be qualified for that. So they are basically, modernizing the character, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly cover that area, saying that it isn't in the trailer at all. So we start off the trailer with Oliver giving Diggle a bit of a pump up, if you want to call it that, by telling him that he could be a better hero than he ever was. Which I guess is true. Even though Oliver is quite the badass when he is suited up, he can make a lot of silly choices and mistakes sometimes. So there is potential for Diggle to excel, that is if he can get over a few hurdles of his own though. Stephen Amell did tease on Instagram Live before the airing of episode 2 that an interesting character building arc would begin in that episode, and he was obviously referring or referencing Diggle's move into the Green Arrow mantle. And for those saying that Diggle will only be in the role for one episode, just one of those throwaway things, Stephen Amell did confirm that he, Oliver obviously, would be out of the suit for several episodes. So I would say roughly 4 episodes you would have to think. So Diggle isn't just borrowing the suit for a run around town, he is actually going to be, getting comfortable in that role. And you do get a hint at that progression in this role towards the end of the trailer, but I'll bring that up when we get to that. This shot of Diggle here in the Green Arrow suit is pretty sick, with the buildings in the background and the camera panning around him. Obviously, this isn't the first time that Diggle has donned Oliver's suit. We did see him in the suit, well, at least an extremely similar one as recent as last season in the 100th episode of Arrow in that alternate dream reality place. But more famously in season 1, especially that interrogation scene with Moira Queen and Oliver, that was so good. Even though Curtis's jokes can be pretty hit or miss most of the time, you have to give credit where credit is due. And in this scene here when Diggle says move out, which is a pretty common military term, you can understand the confusion with the rest of Team Arrow as they are used to Oliver's usual suit up to commence their vigilante activities. So Curtis points it out pretty well here. Now here we see Mr. Terrific and Dinah Drake in a hotel by the looks of it, possibly a conference area of some sort, I'm not too sure. Anyway, if you remember back to episode 1, Black Siren stole a prototype of one of Curtis's T-spheres, and I'm pretty sure that is what lands in front of them right here. Obviously, this could be a normal T-sphere belonging to Curtis that has gone rogue, but it could be belonging to whoever Black Siren stole it for, or they possibly are selling them off to people who are now using them against Team Arrow. It is important to remember that Black Siren stuff from episode 1 because I think it's going to come back later in the season, all the stuff that she set up. Now here we see Renee saying he is in over his head, obviously referring to Diggle, and going by his attire, like how he's dressed, he must be speaking to Oliver in the mayor's office. What I think Renee means by this is that Diggle is trying to be too much like Oliver and replicate what he thinks Oliver would do in a certain situation, rather than think it through clearly, think of the right options, and then, you know, do what he thinks is right. And due to that, because he's trying to replicate Oliver, he is causing more trouble himself. Now this is the part of the trailer I was referring to earlier on in the video about Diggle progressing in this role, and this is when we see him using a crossbow rather than a just, you know, regular bow. We have seen Diggle use the good old bow and arrow before. He is okay with it, but he is nowhere near Oliver's level, and that could get him caught out in certain situations, like a lot of gunfire. He's not as comfortable with the bow as Oliver. You know, he could die. So why not do the best thing and mix arrows with something that Diggle's pretty familiar with, a gun. So boom, crossbow time, son. Now this is a really smart option and should raise Diggle's confidence in the role a bit more, and I'm pretty excited to see him use a crossbow because you're getting that Huntress feel almost, because, you know, we haven't seen Oliver run around with a crossbow, so it could be pretty cool seeing Diggle run around with this crossbow instead of just your normal bow, which we're used to seeing Oliver use. And then we finish off the trailer with Diggle telling Curtis to get used to referring to him as Green Arrow. So this could be like a little nod to the audience as well, because obviously, as I said, people think that Diggle's only in this role for one episode, but hey, maybe we should get used to referring to Diggle as Green Arrow now for a couple of episodes while Oliver is out of the suit. So audience, take note. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support for the video and the channel as a whole. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to most in this episode. I'm looking forward to just seeing Diggle as Green Arrow, because obviously, as I said previously, he's been in this costume, but he's actually never officially been like the Hood or the Arrow or the Green Arrow and stuff. He's just been doing stuff for Oliver in the suit, but this time he is officially the Green Arrow, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.